Hey, it's Les from the TV Dudes. This week, I was lucky enough to chat with Phil Rosenthal from Netflix Somebody Feed Phil. You may also know him from a little show called Everybody Loves Raymond. Or, if you've been stuck in a voting line recently, Phil may have fed you with this Somebody Feed the People project. We talk about all that and more in a really fun interview. If you haven't been to the polls yet, and it's Tuesday, please stop watching this and go vote. If it's after Tuesday or if you've already voted, enjoy the interview, and then go check out Somebody Feed Phil Season 4, now streaming on Netflix.
Here we
Hi,
go.
Phil.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing quite well. How are you?
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. We got to speak probably about a year ago now at an ATX Fest. It was the day that we had all found out about Anthony Bourdain,
Oh my goodness.
and so it was I think you got to have Julio's Juan and a Million's tacos that day, which is at least good. But
About 2 years ago?
yes, would have been 2 years.
Oh boy, lots happened.
Yes, indeed. I've gotten to watch a couple of the episodes of season 4,
Oh
and
yeah, they sent them to you?
yes, they sent them to me.
What did they
And
send?
so I've got the whole season. I've gotten through San Francisco, Hawaii, and Brazil. All three of those were fun. Always on the show, I think my favorite thing from the jump is that theme song.
Oh,
It takes me back. I'm old enough to remember shows having songs that explained them. And there's something safe about it immediately. Like I hear it and I think, oh, for this next half hour, I'm okay. This is going to be good.
yes. It makes you happy.
Indeed.
You can't underestimate the power of a good song, right? A good theme song.
Yeah.
It kind of defines the show for you, and it gives you, it's the promise of some good time that you're about to have. I always think of Friends.
Mhm.
Like, what would the show Friends have been without that song?
Mhm.
It kind of defined it, right?
Yeah. I can't imagine the Golden Girls without Thank You for Being a Friend.
Right. Or even our little Everybody Loves Raymond, the little ditty that played, it just kind of creates the spirit of the show.
Yeah.
And when I went from PBS to Netflix I had the best meeting you could possibly have. And because I got this question, which I never had heard before. What would you have liked to have had on the show that you didn't have? Right? I mean,
That's gotta be
imagine
great to hear.
that
Yeah.
never happens. Well, I'd like a private jet. I didn't have that on the list. No, I said, I'd like a theme song. That'd be good. And they said, sure. So I called my friends, this band, Lake Street Dive,
Mhm.
who is one of my favorite bands. Were you familiar with them before?
Only a little bit. I'd heard of them, but I don't know that I'd heard them much.
I mean, I recommend it. Go on your Apple Music or your Spotify and just put in Lake Street Dive and start listening. They have several albums of material that you can listen to. Some of it is covers of other bands' songs, but they're terrific writers and singers, and especially Rachel Price, who's an amazing singer, can sing everything from jazz to rock and roll, and she's phenomenal. And the band is phenomenal. So I love them. I scribbled down some lyrics, and they took them, expanded them, and added that great tune and made it rock. And you can dance to it.
Yeah, it's a great choice for the show. I feel like having met you before, your exuberance, you're like this all the time. It's just a wonderful attitude to be around. And I feel like it's part of the charm that comes through on the show. This wouldn't work nearly as well if you went in everywhere and went, all right, give me your best food.
Oh yeah, no, you
know?
gotta be enthusiastic, don't you? I don't understand people, and I've met some of them in the food space. I met a guy who's one of the more famous critics and authors. Okay, and I was thrilled to meet him because I really like his writing. And I said, "Have you been to this place in New York?" Yeah. It was like So all I get is people coming up to me about friggin' food. I'm so bored with it. I'm like, why are you doing it?
Yeah.
In my head, I didn't say this to him, but why are you the guy then?
Yeah. Yeah. If it's a
You know,
drag, don't do it.
right. So you see me excited. They say, are you putting that on? Are you acting? Well, I hope it doesn't come across that way. No, there is no acting on the show. I really am excited to eat that thing.
Yeah. I it's impossible stuck at home this year to not play the game on TV of how many people are in that scene and could they have shot this in COVID. That Brazil episode might be the biggest crowd that I've seen together
In a show.
in a year. Uh,
Phil,
were there?
January, just under the wire,
I
right?
was going to ask.
All of season 4 was shot simultaneously with season 3, and they just split it up into 5 and 5, and the whole thing was done in mid-January. And I've been waiting, like you, like the world, for the world to come back.
Mm.
So, yeah.
I know the theme song is what lands for me as this is a set of space and we're keeping the attitude right. For you, beyond that meeting, what do you feel like the important choices that y'all make to keep the tone right, to make sure that you all show up for this next adventure, hungover or not, uh, blue schlock or not, uh, and you get your attitude right, and you make sure that you've got it all right.
That's a very I'm never going to ask that, but it is natural, comes natural to me because I truly feel like I'm the luckiest person you're going to talk to today, or this week, or this year. I feel the sense of gratitude at just being able to do the show. I waited and worked to get it on the air for 10 years. So now that I have it, I'm in a pretty good mood about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are times early on when I was getting frustrated at the technical things that were keeping me from just being natural. And could you go? We didn't get that entrance into the store. Could you get that? Could you go do that again? And I would be like, I don't. No, I'm in the moment. You know what I mean? I don't want to. I don't want acting. I don't want to I don't want to retake.
Mm-hmm.
And then my brother would say, "This is the show you wanted to do. This is part of it." I'm like, "You're right."
Yeah. Yeah.
You're right, of course. Shut up and do what you have to do.
Yeah.
Now, we've kind of over time now, we've kind of finessed it in such a way that we know that the mistakes are in. People ask me, is there a blooper reel? No, the bloopers are in the show. When you see me mispronounce a thing, or I can't get the name, or I can't remember the word or thing, it's in. It's in. And I own
Twice
it.
as much chili on a sandwich as you ought to. It's in.
It's in. Because that's people what happens if you're on vacation. Yes, you put a little too much hot sauce on there, and that's what happens. That's live and learn, right?
Obviously, I've got some favorite moments from the show so far. What out of season 4 was your most surprising moment? You've eaten so many things and traveled so many spots. What still shocks you or drops your jaw?
The scenery in Rio de Janeiro is so drop dead
That was
gorgeous.
beautiful. That the cable car. Oh my God.
I thought I've seen the beautiful spots on it. I haven't scratched the surface really. That took my breath away. That was like truly, truly spectacular. And then there's stuff in Singapore that's spectacular of a different kind, man-made stuff
Mm-hmm.
that is like you can't believe the architecture in Singapore. It's a jungle
Mm-hmm.
with this most modern city on earth erupted from it. That's cool.
Yeah. Every
And
photo I've ever seen of it is mind blowing. It looks like
cool. And
another
then the
world.
food is this like, greatest hits of Asia, all like in a melting pot. It's fantastic. The best, like some of the best street food in the world in these hawker centers. Then even here in the United States, the I don't know if you saw this one, the Mississippi Delta episode.
No, I'm not yet.
So I think I'm going to Mississippi, and I'm going to be in Deliverance. It's going to be like, goodbye, Phil. Every single person was so sweet and so nice and so welcoming, and the way they got along together, black, white, red state, blue state, they didn't care if you were a person and you wanted to eat, come on in, right?
Yeah, there's just hungry
That
people. That's it.
that's it. And we're all the same. But that doesn't make the news. Hey, did you hear what happened? The black people and the white people in Mississippi today, they were together in this place. And you know what happened? They sat and had lunch like they do every day. That's not
Right.
news.
Right. It's not as exciting.
Not as
It needs a
exciting.
better theme song.
And so unfortunately, that's all we see is the news. And the news is always conflict. Otherwise, it's not on the news.
Yeah.
Right? So people say to me, hey, it looks like you like everything you're eating. Yeah, I like everything I'm eating that I'm showing you in the show. Because my motivation is to get you off the couch to come and travel. So I'm showing you the best stuff. While they're showing you the stuff that wasn't the best? There's enough out there that's mediocre or okay in life. If you have a show, why not show the best stuff?
Even on our review end of our podcast, I think a few years ago, I got really mad about a show and I ranted about it and I felt horrible afterwards. And I decided right then that if I've got time to tell people about something to watch, I really don't care about telling them what not to watch.
Exactly.
I would rather just rave about
Yes.
things that I can't not geek out about with you.
You have a limited amount of time in your column or your show,
Hmm.
or right? Why not use it for good? Why not point to the good stuff? That's
Yeah.
what we're looking for in life anyway.
Yeah.
It's also, anytime I read a bad review, it's always about the reviewer getting excited about trashing something. And look how pithy I am or witty I can take down. So that's easy,
I
right?
guarantee you I was clever in my takedown, but
Well, listen, we all like that, when something really deserves it. But this is what I learned from Jonathan Gold, the great LA Times reviewer, Pulitzer Prize winning food critic of the Los Angeles Times, who passed away also a couple of years ago. He used his column only to tell you what was great in LA. And there was plenty of it. He couldn't even get to half of it,
yeah.
right? There was enough great stuff that you didn't have to bother. Why take someone's business down?
Yeah.
Because of your personal opinion? I'm gonna destroy your livelihood? That's a big responsibility. So you'll never see on my show, don't go there. I don't like that.
Well, I figure if I raved about something because I loved it and I accidentally revealed my bias towards loving something, I can live with that.
Exactly. Exactly. I can't help it if you don't like it, but I do know the responsibility that comes with great power. And that power of TV, of having a show on Netflix that's in every country on earth. People might listen to what you say.
There's an off
So,
chance.
so why not present, the good stuff? And you're right. If they disagree with me that it's not great, can live with that. But I
Hmm.
can't live with, I destroyed a business. That I can't live
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even want to destroy somebody's sacred cow, really. I mean, if it's a show they love, I don't even really want to
with.
pop that just because
Or
it
hurt
wasn't for
their
me.
feelings. Or hurt
Why?
their feelings.
Why? For
Yes,
what
why?
reason?
Yes, we're here, we're using our powers for good.
One thing that I think in particular Kachaka you described as a thief mugging you in the night. That's my only experience with that drink is how much sugar could you put in one alcohol beverage and how much hangover. But it was delicious. Uh,
It's like
have
Hawaiian punch,
have you ever had
including the punch.
um, talking about attitude, keeping things right? Have you maybe not even on the show? Have you ever had an experience where you looked back and thought, I really wish that I really wish I got myself right before I walked in there. I missed out on something because I was in my own world.
I'm sure it's happened, but I don't
If it's
know it.
not jumping to mind, that's pretty great.
But I don't know it. I mean, again, I'm in a good mood doing this. You're seeing me when that scene begins and I'm walking into that
Hmm.
shop or restaurant. or bakery, I am really happy to be there because first of all, we've done a lot of research and we have
So you're
found
not walking into sloppy bakeries here,
this
Tartines.
place is going to be, according to this, and this expert, one of the better places you're ever going to be in. So I am excited. And the other thing you have to know is I didn't eat until then.
I wondered sometimes how you managed I see you leave plates. You can't, I assume you can't have any finish your plateness, or you die.
You die. I want to taste everything, right? It's not even show worthy if I'm only eating one thing in each place. You want variety. And so what you see a lot is I'm sharing it after 2 or 3 bites because physically I can't. And mainly the crew is looking at me like this. And so I want to share it with them. It would be cruel not to.
Yeah.
And makes a very happy crew. If you look at my Instagram post from yesterday, I think it was, or 2 days ago, you see me literally feeding John Halloran, who I say, John, you got to have this. And he actually has to take his camera aside for a second and go like this. And my brother got that shot. It's really cute. And it's my favorite thing.
That's great.
Is these guys who didn't expect to eat on the job.
Speaking of folks who maybe didn't expect to get to eat right that second, while I've been stuck at home during quarantine, I've just been ordering takeout. You started feeding other people.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about
Happy to.
Phil Feed the People?
So what I saw during election season, and it got me really angry actually, was that Americans were being forced in several places to wait on long lines to exercise their right to vote. And it's happening right now. This is un-American to me. This is the antithesis of what we're supposed to be, which is a free democracy where voting is what makes us so. So by taking away and disenfranchising people and making them wait in line for 12 hours and making it as hard as you can for them to vote is abhorrent to me, that idea. What can we do? How about a small act of kindness for these people? Let's feed them. I'm gonna donate and I'm gonna help raise money for World Central Kitchen and a place called Pizza to the Poles, who I found out was doing this.
Okay.
And World Central Kitchen is treating this like any other world emergency, right? Because it's a threat to our democracy. And if this goes away, right, we may not have these the World Central Kitchens that need your funding to help because there might be, so many problems that they can't even survive. Okay. So that's what it's called. Somebody Feed the People. Go to my Instagram, phil.rosenthal, and go to the link there and donate to Somebody Feed the People. And let's motivate people who are, I can't say, legally, I can't say, if you vote, I will feed you. That's not, you can't do that. That's called a bribe. But I can say, if you are voting, there will be food. Right?
I learned the term democracy sausage the other day from Australia. And then I saw your program and I thought, because I literally went from that rabbit hole to finding out about your thing with the thought in my head of, why do we not have democracy sausages here? That's a great idea. If you're going to be stuck there. And then I saw your program. So they have it's like a bake sale basically at least a third of the polling stations in Australia apparently, and it's so ubiquitous that it was the word of the year one year for their country. And they just sell hot dogs on a slice of white bread with ketchup on it. It looks like it's Australia.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Today I was handing out beautiful chicken burritos from the Border Grill.
See, I would take the chicken burrito over it, but you know what? Whatever keeps you fed in that 12-hour wait.
Well, are they waiting that long in Australia?
I don't believe they are. It's apparently it's just a common thing.
Community thing, right?
Well, they have if I remember right, Australia has a fine if you don't vote, of $50, and it's always on a Saturday. Voting is mandatory. You
Wow.
can pick your ballot up and scribble anything in, and people do. You could draw obscene pictures or whatever, but you've got to do it. You've got to at least pick the ballot up and do it.
So not only is it a right, it's a requirement of
Yes.
citizenship.
Yes. You have to participate to get the benefits.
I don't know if we have to go that far, but I would at least like to see voting made as easy as signing up for anything else.
I'd take just switching it to a Saturday would be great, or making it a national holiday.
But why it's so much easier to vote for American Idol than it is for the American president.
Yeah. 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 We can all vote 5 nights a week, but it's a pain to do it in the day on a Tuesday. Yeah. Thank you so much for taking time to talk to me about all this. I knew it was going to be fun to chat with you. It always is.
I love talking to you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you, and I love what you're doing. I hope to see everybody on Friday at the Netflix channel.
Indeed. Indeed. I think everybody's going to enjoy it. I don't know how you wouldn't enjoy this show. It's just a little pocket of fun. Thank you so much, Phil.